Video. Just a quick do-it-yourself tip or two. I know a lot of these large Roman candles are a little difficult to like pound in the ground depending on where you're at. It's not too easy. So I made these racks here. Not too hard, a little freaking 1x5. Actually like 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch by 5 inches, and then some 1/2 inch by 2 inch pieces right here, these uprights. Boxed them in, drilled a few holes down at the bottom so we can pivot my Roman candles. Don't know why I was slipping my mind on that one. And then basically same thing here. And another thing I've done is I'll try to take and pull these off to the side for just a moment. I'll put them up against that dirt bike behind me. Try to at least, without knocking them over, because I don't like banging around my fireworks unless I light them. But between that and that, let's pop this out real quick. Now check this out. I'd made these to slip over that. Okay, I made these for the larger 2-inch neon fusions, and I made these originally for, let me see if I can get over here in any type of a hurry. Either way, these big mamas, these are bamboo shoots, red apple, and as you can see, they're pretty large. And these do need to be squeezed in a little bit. Only made them a little tight like that. See, they need to be squeezed in just a tad. And the holes in the bottom are technically for these, but I made them tight so you could perfectly position it upright, a perfect 90-degree angle. But I did position it, that single solitary front hole for the neon fusion, and these, and the side holes I actually put in addition to the neon fusion going in it. As you can see, it's a little tough to get in there. Just walk it in there. You could do the same thing with that. You don't really need to center it up in a hole, but there's that one. I'll get all three. Nothing like a full demonstration unless you can actually see what it looks like in return. Now, I've already tested these out on launch night on the 29th, I think it was, and it works really well. Showed them to Doug at Red Apple, showed them to Jeremy at Red Apple, and they kind of liked them. Thought it was a good idea. But like out here in the desert, you are definitely not gonna freaking drive these things into the ground. So an alternative. Well, what the alternative was making these things. You kind of see the dimensions of it. Now, I do believe the uprights are 16 inches. These here are 6 inches. 16 inches. These ones as well are 16 inches. The bottom board 16 inches. These I've added on there. The Roman candles don't have a high impact discharge from them. Sort of like the mortar round. So you're just trying to build something to keep it solid and upright. And get it in some dirt, kind of give it a squeeze around, because a lot of times dirt isn't going to be very level or anything either, so you can level these out pretty easy. which I did on the launch pad. It's really easy. And I think I just got a message from Jeremy saying my product's in. Got the first time HDPE mortar racks. Got a special order in from Doug and Mike in Michigan. So I got 2 racks that I got to go pick up and some more product. But you can see what I did here. And for those who don't want to spend a lot of money, say you've already spent like, I don't know, $300 on 2 big cases of mortars, 5-inch rounds like Triumph over here. Triumph F-Zero, all of them come with 12 tubes when you buy the 3 package case. I mean, there's 3 packages inside 1 case. See, I got F-Zero over there. This is another thing I did. Now, you ain't got the money or the time, whatever. 1/2-inch piece of plywood cut to the width of the bottom of the mortar tubes. Once again, I got 2 20-inch, like 1/2 inch by 2-inch pieces, which actually between the 1/2-inch plywood and the 1/2-inch base on the mortar rounds, you get a nice nailing pattern on it, and another little one by in the middle, just to make sure everything is solid. If you're good with an air gun, you got a finished nailer. You start with the bottom row, nail them all together, and you end up with something like this. And that's a rack of 10 right there, and underneath it I have a rack of 14, and they do weigh a lot, but that's a good thing because you ain't gonna have anything tip over. Single tubes, a lot of times you can fall over. You're trying to wire them up together, and unless you have a brick on either side of them or one of the cinder blocks that'll fit right around the tube, which is a good thing too. But if you want to set anything up, this is a great way to do it. Hopefully some of you guys out there are proficient with nail guns. I mean, you go to Harbor Freight, pick up one of these finish nailers that nail anything from like 1.5 inch. Let's see, do I got the nails out? No, let's get the nails out. I'll show you exactly what I got. I mean, I got tons of tools. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. Now, this is a cheap little nail gun, probably about $35. It's a little better than the ones they sell at Harbor Freight. But still, the ones at Harbor Freight, I got a little one right here that I'm so impressed with that I'm probably going to go back and buy a full set of different nail guns and brad nailers. That's just a stapler. But I'm showing you the nails that I used in my projects. And these, I just need to find something. These are 1.5 inch finish nails. Coated, of course. You want to use coated nails. Some of them have blue coat, some of them have a clear coat on it, but as long as it's got that plastic coating on it, it helps hold it into the wood. And since these are low impact, I'm not too worried about the nails getting worked back out. But it's always good to check everything after you've done firing. And same with these. I mean, you want to check for any loose, but at the same time, these tubes are only good so many times before they end up blowing out or blowing up. I've used a solitary tube up to 12 times and discard it. This is what I'll eventually do after maybe another couple times. I'll peel the paper right off the tube so I can actually physically see the outside of the tube, see if there's any fatigue cracks or anything in it. And if there is, well, that tube just gets busted off there and turn it into a 13-shot rack. But so on and so forth. It's always good to use safety, and if you're going to build something, make sure it's as safe as possible. And I've tested these out, you can see right here. And technically when you fuse it up, I used pink fuse on this particular rack. It turned out really well. I mean, I had all my shots going off in sets of 3. So I had a little time in between each third tube. So I mean, I had 3, then these 3, then the 2 over here and the 1 over there, 3 back there. Actually, I think I did the last 5 as like a little, just one right after the other, quick fuse. But this is like a good tip, a good idea to save some money instead of going out there and buying a bunch of fiberglass tube mortar racks that are going to cost you like $200. You can do this at home. I mean, between the wood I spent on this and that, we're talking $20 at Home Depot. And I was able to build those and build these. $20. So it saves a little money, saves a little time, and it's if you're in a pinch like I am, I blew out some of my racks, and that's actually why I ended up making these. Is I ended up blowing out like 2 of my racks, and they all fell apart. So obviously that rack was no good anymore, so I had to do something to fill in, and this is it. It worked great. I do believe, yeah, I featured these racks on one of my videos I just posted recently on, I think, the 30th, and that was the launch pad event for the 29th. But thank you for your time. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Like.